I cannot find that setting. Absolutely, I cannot find that setting. Testing, testing. Let's turn it off, sorry. I cannot find that setting. It's in there. Menu, 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 menu. I cannot find it. So it looks like we're having an indoor scene today. So okay, printing, real printing. How to sort this camera out. There's going to be lots of voices. There's 3 of us in the room here today. What's the model number of the camera? Okay, hang on a sec, I'll go and look. I do have a pencil. Hang on a sec. There we go. Sony Handycam, it's called HDR CX500. Do I need to type it? Is it okay? Sony Handycam HDR CX500. And part of the problem is I can't find it in the menus, and part of the problem is the screen is really small and the buttons are so tiny. Anytime I try and touch something, I hit 3 buttons at the same time. It's unbearably difficult to use. So I'm just whatever. So yeah, if you've got time, look up the manual. It's in there somewhere. Sorry about this. 外のカメラが触らないと自動オフになります。5分経ったら自動オフ。この中の設定ありますから、そのままずっと続いて、ずっとあったんですね。先日タラン君と一緒にリセットになったんですから、その設定がもう見つからないです。You're going to get lots of Japanese practice today, listening to my bad accent Japanese. Use a stick. It's a finger touch. I try using a pencil and it doesn't do anything. Stress, stress, stress. Okay, the test was done the other day, and now I'm going to do the real job. We have actually 60 sheets of paper in here, but it would not be interesting for the stream today if I just do one color, start going through 60 sheets. That'll take me more than the hour, actually. It's a difficult one. So what I've done is I've split the stack into four pieces. So I've got 16 sheets. There's 64 altogether. I've got 16, 16, 16, 16. So I'll work through the first 16 and then switch to the next color so that it's a bit of a more interesting stream than just seeing the same color for the whole stream today. And this is not test printing, this is the real printing. So there's going to be times when I've got to sort of, focus on what I'm doing and I might not be able to watch all the stream here. But step menu power settings, under general set, I went there, Ippan sette, power settings. All right, can you leave me a minute? I'll go and try it for a minute. Under the Ippan sette, general settings, power setting, and never shut off. It sounds simple. Let me see. Thanks for your patience on this, gang. Ippan sette. Yoisho. found it, but it's locked. That particular setting, the one that says Jito turn off automatically, it's gray. I push it and it just says beep, beep, beep. It won't change back to the normal mode. So there's something above that that's locked that not allows you to change that. What can I poke with? Have I got to, let's try one more time. Hortony, sorry about this, guys. No, it won't do it. Sorry. Okay, enough of that fooling around. This is unbearable to do this during the stream. It's on now, but 5 minutes is going to go down. It will not. That button will not take pressure. It just beeps. And the camera is connected to a wall outlet. We are plugged in, plugged in, plugged in, plugged in. It's connected to earlier external power. Okay, enough of this. I have got busy printing to do here today. Okay, Dave, relax. Okay, so we have, as I said, 16 sheets of paper here at the moment we're going to work with. We've got three colors I think we're going to do here today on this one. And this is the real printing today. I have prepared show and tell, and I'm going to keep it on standby because this is, like I said, real printing. So if I'm just close to the end of something, we'll continue printing. But if we have a convenient time to do so, we'll look at a show and tell as well. The registrations are still by tape. I'm just going to leave it by tape. I'm still not 100% sure where they are. We did a quick test yesterday without the real paper. So I'm going to do a test today. Well, we're using this with the real paper. And of course, we're going to use the left-hand registrations. Is Tom here again today? Oh, Tom is here today, yes. So Tom again, thanks for that yesterday. Very nice. We all had a good laugh about it here. Okay, tiny bit of background. What's going on? We're using this paper. It's from Awagami. It's what they call Kozo Thin Natural. It's inkjet printer. This is not paper for woodblock printing. It's inkjet paper. The reason we use this is because the final product is supposed to look something like this. The idea being that it's carefully printed with inkjet blah, 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 blah. This part in the middle, of course, is woodblock printed. And if we used our normal woodblock paper for this, we couldn't do good quality inkjet printing on it. So we've given priority to the inkjet, and the woodblock just rides on top of it. The bit about left-hand, right-hand registration, whatever, rather than show you now, let's print it. When we get to that block in a minute, it'll be clear what's happening when we get to that block. Ishikawa-san is working next to me here, and she's polite about this, but she's just noisy. She's thinking it's okay. She's polite about it, but I can't turn the camera to show you. She's in the bench next to me here. Sugi-san is over behind. So Maybe at the end of the stream, we'll move this camera and show them. Say hello. There's something else about this Awagami paper, different from our paper. We can tell easily with our paper which is the front and which is the back. The real washi, the front has a smooth side where it's dried on the drying boards, and the back is just brushed over. So we can always see which is the front, the omote. With this Awagami paper, I can't tell the difference. If we take it out of the package and move it around, I can no longer tell which is front and back. And it actually doesn't matter to me. We can print either way on this paper and it's okay. But when it comes to do the inkjet, if we're doing it on the back, it gets all blurred. So when I took it out last night, I took it out carefully and quickly, immediately marked which is which, the front and the back. We had this problem a couple of years ago with our share certificates. One of the girls who was printing it did it on the wrong side, completely unknowing. We thought it was okay. And the inkjet part wouldn't print cleanly. John's suggestion about the music and stuff here, some workmen here do this. It's okay. Kubota-san, he watches TV while he's working. He has a TV running all day long. He comes in, turns the TV on, sits down and works. Over in the Yoshida studio, when Komatsu-san used to work there, he had a TV, where my computer is now, he had a little TV there. He came in the morning, took his coat off, put the TV on, and worked all day. He used to watch just TV dramas, soap operas. And it wasn't just the sound, he was watching. This guy was crazy. This blew me away. This is like 38 years ago when I was first here. The TV's there. He's got his paper doing this, getting the brush ready, putting his paper on, puts the paper down, and watches TV while he's rubbing. Then reaches down, puts the paper, watches TV while he's brushing. He just watched all day long. I mean, the guy was 90x years old, but talk about experience. テレビ見ながらでしょ。小松さんがずーっと、そう。久保田さんもテレビずーっとついてますよ。一日中。大きい画面。そう、まあレディオ OK。私も BBC も聞きながらやったんですね。石川さんが一人では音楽なし？
まあ大事な時は絶対しない。
そうかそうか。レイちゃんはいつもですよ。レイちゃんも音楽も用意しますし。
音楽ならいいね。
すぐさんは音楽時々出す？ She can't hear. そう今チャットの人たちも今デイビッドの画面見ながらテレビもついてます。Okay, before we get started here on the real printing, I haven't touched the real paper yet, but I've already put pigment. We're loading up the brush. If I just start, put pigment, brush it out, and then go, there's nowhere near enough pigment on this. So 3, 4, 5 times to get started. We did the same thing on that 3-hour stream that when they made the girl in the onsen, the bath picture. After all the carving, when it came time to print, I warmed up this block so much. So you can do this so that the first print is then nice and ready. Dave would be blasting Dead Kennedys. Not my style, no, not my style. Okay, let's have a go at this. Left Kento. This この紙結構ゴム刷りになりやすいでしょ。これ見て、すごいゴムで。そう。すごい。すごいゴム、考えられないゴム刷りでしょ。なぜ？
なぜ？
表裏？ じゃあの紙は水分も多くなると全然ゴムですね。そうか。じゃあ薄く2回ドライの形でやるかどうか。紙がまだドライかな。That was a hint there. That seemed to be on demo mode there. Did you see that? Maybe that's what's wrong. I got to turn the demo mode off first and then do it. Okay, look that up. How do I turn off the demo mode? Is it in the same place? Ipansete? Maybe that's why it didn't allow me to turn it off there. Yeah, there's three of us here today. Ishikawa-san's beside me here, and Sugu-san is behind me. She's in the next room cutting paper at the moment. Yeah, demo mode is when they leave it in the shop and they connect it to a TV and it just goes around and explains all the features. It runs all day. So it seems I've got to turn off demo mode first and then it'll allow me to do that setting. Let's try that. Talk about concentrate on your printing, Dave. It's in the same area, general settings. Okay. Okay, we've got ourselves a better background. Okay, one quick second. Let's try this. Demo mode off, standby mode. Oh, 1 sec. Yoいしょ. I don't know. One last try. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Sa. Where in Canada did I live? All over the place. Edmonton, Toronto, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Delta. We were a mobile family. Now this paper is really soft, you know. So I'm going to use it back. I'm going to use it back here to protect it. Put this down here. A bit dangerous. And as we talked about the other day, the bench here is all completely backwards. This is a bench built for a right-handed person. Normally a right-handed person, there's a flyover here for the Baron. The Baron will sit here, they print, they put the paper off to the left-hand side, inspect each sheet after they're finished. So it's all built for a right-handed person. So I'm doing it really clumsily. The pigments and stuff are over here. This is not the way to do it. Of course, the pigment should be right beside my left hand. So people seeing this video years in the future, they're going to think, what kind of an idiot is he that he's got it all set up so that he's got to reach across his body all the time? Questions. How long have I been in Japan? Yeah, 1986. I moved here. I came a few times before that to visit. Asai ne. Dari ga hotta. Training, eh? We have to train all the printers. All the carvers. It is, it's a bit too shallow. There's a bit of marking starting already on this thing. If it's marking after the third print, then you know it's too shallow for sure, absolutely. Don't make him feel bad, whatever. It's got to be, you know. Oh, he's here. Soka. Soka, he's here. It's too shallow, you know. It's too shallow. I mean, just again, without wanting to make trouble. This is all a question of experience. I know. Where am I here? We're getting this. See the blue? Just a touch of blue at the top there. Part of it is because the paper is a bit too hard. I'm pressing quite hard, and it's pushing it down in there. So part of it is because the paper's too hard. If it was a little bit softer, I wouldn't have to press quite so hard. No problem, here we go. Just simply extra step. Yo-sha. Well, so I cleared that a bit wider. There was because the registration marks were on the other side, they were quite close. So to make it easier for myself today, I did. I cleared way out. I just took it out wider just to make it easier. I took all this part off. I left three fingers, my choice. I know the workshop here, Suga-san says 2 and whatever. In that video with Cameron, they were talking about 2 fingers. Dave's preference here is 3. It's the depth that's a problem in the wire area. Looks like the camera might be okay. Wide, soka. The depth on here is okay. Where we have a problem, and also with the other carvers, together 3 other carvers who are working for me, it's the same thing. The area that mostly bothers us is this area right here. There's the carved area, and then there's the deep oceans. The deep oceans are no problem, and the carved area is fine. It's this area, it's the shoulder. That's the critical area, the shoulder. If the paper just sags a tiny bit down, that's where it tends to hit. Sakura's all finished, completely finished. What you see in the bottom right-hand corner of the camera there is, uchi no ki wa nante iu ki? Mimizuku? No, mimi じゃなくて。
なんだっけあれ。
前にある木。
なんだっけ。
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 見えます。画面で見えますか。
速いやつ？
向こう側じゃなくて内側の木。
あ、そう。
僕の建物の前にある木。
ピンクの花咲く？
今白。
はい。なんだっけ。
わかんない。じゃなくて内側の木です。なんていう木？木版画の前に立っているもの。花水木でしょ。そう。You can see the flower just at the bottom. It's a 花水木 and I don't know the English name. I'm sorry. 花水木。海岸にもある。
そうだね。
Actually, somebody's putting the sole proprietor. I'm not anymore, actually, I was the sole proprietor for all those years, and last year, 2 years ago, 2019, we incorporated. We are now a Godo Gaisha, the same as Apple here in Japan. And there's 2 of us. Aoyama-san, who works here making the wood blocks and the wood and stuff like that and building all the facilities, he came in together with me. So he's a partner here also. So if something happens to me, if I have a stroke today or something, there's a legal structure, there's a legal framework in place for this thing to continue. That's one of the reasons why we actually became a company. I'll be 70 this year, and we should think about that stuff. So Aoyama-san could, leadership is a different question, but at least the company could legally have a go at moving forward to the future if something happens to me. Whereas when we were a proprietorship, that's it. I die, the bank accounts get locked, and we're finished. So there is a structure in place now. Yeah, I'm still the leader, of course, but there's a structure in place now for holding the thing together. Yes, so if the paper was softer, I wouldn't have to press quite so hard, and we could get away with a little bit. Look, we got a good rich one now. This is a deep blue sky. I have no idea how Awagami digital papers are made. I don't have a clue, I'm sorry. It's marked, this one, they have many, many digital papers. This one is marked, though, as Kozo. So it says, I don't know what percentage it is, but it says it's made from kozo in both English and Japanese. This is the kanji for kozo, and it says in the small print, made from kozo. I don't know. They're pretty open about stuff. What does their website say? How is my back after all these years? No problem at all. There's no problem. None of us have any problems like this. People always ask, how's your back? How's your wrist? How's this? Kozo is mulberry. People always ask about body problems, and maybe we're moving enough. We've got the bench worked out. It's an angle, so there's no angled pressure on your wrist. The wrist is, for the most part, straight. I'm not going to pretend that all printers here never have problems. One thing we did to change this instantly when we came here, my feet are down. I am not sitting cross-legged, hunched over with the thing in my guts. All of us now, we put our feet down. And we're not the only ones. Other workshops have started to do it this way. Hidari kento. だんだんちょっと慣れてますが。これから木版スタイル左でやりましょうかな。That was the joke yesterday. They were all saying, that's it, Moko Hankan should switch to doing left-handed blocks from now on. So, John-san is left-handed, I'm left-handed, all the carvers are left-handed. So we're going to take over. The paper is definitely too hard. I'll work with this first 16 today, and then once the stream's finished and I'm getting ready to do the rest this afternoon, I am going to re-moisten. I'm going to put more moisture in the paper. I can't do that now because putting more moisture on this now would mean waiting for at least a half an hour and have nothing for the stream. So I'm going to just fight through it right now, and then I will fix the rest before I continue. There's the Yoshibori truck. You can see the whole thing at last. Wow. I like this view from up here. There he goes. I like this view. Do I think in English or Japanese? Seriously, for the most part, of course, I think in English. When it's, when it's thinking, I think in English. In day-to-day interactions around the place, as I'm talking to somebody, walking around, walking around, then it's basically Japanese. But if I'm by myself for any extended period of time, it's English, of course. 35 years of it, So at a light level, at a casual light level during the day, it just stays as Japanese. But as soon as I get by myself, and as soon as you start, your brain just works by itself, then it's English, of course. So, this is not optimum. The digital paper here is not the best for woodblock prints, and we would never consider using this. We're doing this as a stopgap, as a way to make this thing happen. And it actually does come out really well. The finished product actually really looked quite nice. This is a defect from last year, because as I said, it was printed on the back, so the inkjet part became fuzzy. But when we do this properly, the ones that we actually send to the people, it really works quite well. It can be printed on. It's just a question of getting the moisture level correct and working through it. But is it optimal, and would we like to use this? No, of course not. We're not about to switch to digital paper for our work. So am I happy with this? No, but it's a way to get the particular product done that we want to put out. Which pigments have I mixed to make this? This is two things. It's indigo, and it's sumi, bokuju. They're just mixed together straight. The indigo went in the cup. And by itself, it's quite dark, actually. But I put a touch of sumi in there also. It's kind of a house rule here. We sort of try as much as possible to avoid using any pigment just as it is. There's always things mixed together. The Japanese call it indigo. It's called ai. Ai is the name. I don't know where the word indigo came from. I guess from India, I suppose. They also use it, textiles, dyeing, things like that. The Japanese word is ai. It has its own kanji, which I guess came from China. I don't know. So it's indigo plus black. Yes, I is also the word for love. So if you really like indigo, you can make some interesting sentences. Although the indigo we have here right now, I know this change has happened, I don't know, some years ago, 20x years ago. When I went to the pigment shop after first being here 30 years ago, you could buy ai. That is called hon ai, real indigo, which means presumably it's made from fermented leaves and whatever it is they use to make the color. Now we go to the pigment shop on Matsuyoshi Enoguten down in Kanda. I went down there Ishikawa-san, we went together, remember? Matsuyoshi Enoguten, 行ったんですよ、2人で. So, together with her we went, because my Japanese was not so good. We were searching, blah, 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 blah. So we were trying to find honai. We asked the guy for honai, real indigo. He brings out the bottle and it says on the top, honai. It didn't actually look right, so we discussed more. Honai, yeah, it's honai iro. It's the color of honai. It's not actually honai. Talk about truth in advertising or whatever they call packaging names and stuff like this. This drink uses real orange juice, plus 99.99% water. Whatever, I don't know. So he said, no, please, put this away, bring out the honai. And he's just like, go away. Honai iro desu ne. So, it's just as well. We don't fight about this stuff here, and there's actually a background reason why. Some people here, Shimoi-kun, who makes prints and stuff, he is absolutely at it. I am going to use the old pigments from the old days. He hunts up plants and bark. He goes in a forest, looks for tree roots and stuff. That's kind of cool, and the colors look kind of cool, but we will not use that stuff here. I don't even really want to use honai here. And the reason is they're all heavily fugitive. The colors disappear after months and days and years. So all of our prints here at Mocha Hong Kong, we are not using the old original pigments. We don't want to. The modern ethic of prints, people want to look at them, they want to hang them on the wall, they get exposed a lot. The old pigments will not survive that kind of treatment. So the fact that we got at this pigment store that day, it's honai iro, we're fine with that. It looks okay, and it's going to last 100 years longer than if we had the real pigments. So this is one place where we have no hesitation. We are not doing it the same way as the original. Our overall process, yes, the carving, the printing, blah, 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 blah. But I do not want to use the original pigments. We have a palette here. You know, we don't just go to the pigment store and buy 16 different kinds of blue, green, whatever. We make our own colors. We have our own palettes. The ladies here have a really limited thing to choose from. Nani blue 2種類、3種類、
3種類。
3種類。IBI
新橋。
新橋。でもベロアイもじゃあ BI と言いますか。Prussian blue. Okay. So they've got 3 blues here, 2 reds. Red is 本横紅があるでしょ。紅も時々ありますが今ない。黄色が問題ですね。黄色がない。今本州もない。So we use our 3 blues, 2 reds. We don't have a good yellow. We're just using synthetic yellow. We don't have a good yellow. Plus black, and that's all we use. And this gives everything we make a palette, a unified palette. We would never buy such things as green or purple. Print shops like ours never buy such things, ever. What makes the yellow not good is that we can't get it anymore. Yellow is one of those things, the vegetable yellows, and they were like boiled tree bark and stuff like this. They were extremely fugitive. Back in the Edo period, a yellow came alive called sekio, and it makes a gorgeous, beautiful yellow. And it wasn't a vegetable; it was a chemical compound. But this was also it was used back in Edo. It's a compound of sulfur and arsenic, half and half. And it made a beautiful yellow. And it was in use all through the end of the Edo period into Meiji and into early Showa. And the problem now, we can't buy it anymore. Nobody's making it. We can't buy it anymore. Although, having said that, I found the other day, we were searching this for yellows, and you can look this up. Kama. Kanada ni aru enogia. Kama. In Canada, there's a pigment shop called, I think they're called Kama Pigments, K-A-M-A, and they have this stuff. They have this stuff. I saw this last week. I'm like, can I buy this? Or when it gets to the airport here, I'm going to be arrested because it's arsenic. Somebody said, look it up. Kama Pigments, they've got a section of all this blah, 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 and they've got a section for rare and unusual and antique pigments for people who are like doing restoration of Michelangelo paintings and stuff like this. Everybody's frantically looking this up, I think, right? And yes, we don't have that pigment here in the shop today. We can't buy it here anymore. And if we did have it, Kramer, it's in Montreal. It's in Montreal, Canada. Kramer, Kama, kana? Kama pigment, you've got it. Somebody's got it. And there's a section in their catalog. It's listed from the left-hand menu. What am I doing? Second copy here. Dave, pay attention. And I think the Western name for that is called orpiment. Orpiment. It just came to me. If you look in Kama Pigments, look up orpiment. And that's the stuff. いや本当にあのカタログに入ってますよ。 Somebody got it? Bing. Rare historical dry pigments or pigment. That's the stuff. I want that. And I'm a little bit nervous about, ordering it from them online and then having it seized at customs here because it's expensive. Now, our own son needs a chocolate egg for, did I miss something? I'm sorry.そう、カナダの絵の具屋に入ってます。石を元の。
ああ、見てたね。
そう。頼むかな。すごい高いよ。すごい高い。だから10グラムは何？いい
です。
で僕の心配は成田で捕まると、そう。その後はこの扉までは警察がここでカレー作ってますか？
でも黄色って結構いるので。
そうだからそうですそれもう一つはもちろん毒でしょ、すごい毒でしょ、で丁寧に使わないと空気に入って、だから今のタッチだから本当に多めにありますよ。1キロ
1キロも
1キロもう今畳んで触らないように。そう関さんからもらった。彼の棚でしょ、棚の扉開けてオーマイガーだから何キロいやこれだけじゃなくて青色まだありますよ、関さんの家に八王子に。で問題は息子さんがまだやってますから。そう、今やってるかわからないですけど、お父さんが亡くなってから息子さんが続いたんです。絵の具オーマイガーHe gave the clue that fixed it. Fixed what? The camera you're talking about. そうか。Somebody in Montreal, I don't need to check it out. We've bought pigments before from Kama. We've dealt with them. It's okay. I know how to do it. We buy from them. What I'm not sure about is, should I buy that one? Am I going to get trouble importing it into Japan? I'd hate to pay expensive money for it and then get it seized at the airport here and then have trouble. Police at the door. What are you doing buying poisons? So this is my reason for, So sort of plan B is sometime in the future when I can go back to Canada again to visit my family, order from them, have it delivered to my daughter's house, then go and pick it up and just bring it back in my bag. That would be the time to get caught for smuggling. What's in your bag, boy? Arsenic. Come with us. Never see the light of day again. Baby diapers, put it in the baby diapers. Yeah, right. Isn't that a standard trick? I don't know. I don't think a print made with that stuff is any danger at all to the user. From what we're talking about, such a little amount for it. It's buried in the paper. You would have to boil the print and drink the water, I think, before you could hurt yourself.
なんかね、21.5はごめんね。やっぱり22で取ったら、なんかギリギリだから、あれなんかいつもこんなギリギリだったっけと思って。
元の考えは21ですね。
21.5か。で私です。ちょっとこれ私でかいよ。石川さんの私考えで。
だからベスト方法は上まで切れないです。後で多めが大きさまで切ります。多めにカットしてください。
そっか。多め。
だからこの代わり多めにカットして、後で多めのスタッフが大きさまで切りますね。ごめんね、僕の発音。違う。なんだまたごめん。Is there no way to get a license? I guess so, but whether it's worth the trouble, I don't know. So, and as I said, the other problem is I don't really want to expose my workers to this. For example, for the past couple of years, Ayumi-san's been sitting here, and she's got pregnant twice while being here as a worker. So there was a time when she was working here, printing, and she was pregnant and didn't know it. So we don't want any kind of toxic stuff here, absolutely. We don't use formalin. It's better if we just use these basic inert pigments. There we go. The paper is too hard, absolutely. So with that pigment, I would love to have the same color and mood and tone in a modern, non-toxic form. We sort of try and emulate it. We just use like a lemon yellow, modern lemons, or a cadmium yellow, lemon yellow, and we put a touch of red in and a touch of gray in, and it gets close to what that old yellow looked like. What's in the red box of the bowl? I don't know. I just used it. I'm using it to support the paper. If I don't have this here, my printing paper flops down on the bench because we're only using part of the block. So it's just a support. It's none of my business. I bought it from Ishikawa-san's bench there. It's not cookies for me, I don't think. Yeah, gold was used. Bronze mostly, as John says, is mostly bronze, but gold was used, absolutely, back in the old surimono. Most common metallic was bronze powder, then nickel silver, which is called suzu in Japanese, suzu no fun, nickel silver powder, and bronze powder. Copper powder was used. I've made surimono prints using three: copper powder, bronze powder, and nickel silver. And I've used sometimes platinum in space of silver, because the silver, real silver, goes black. And they didn't care about it. They made the prints for display just right then, and it didn't matter if it went black. So, why do I rotate? Hang on one sec, I'll show you. There's bumps inside. And the bumps always press in the same place on the skin. If I didn't rotate, soon there would be holes in the skin. So rotating the disc is rotating the bamboo bumps inside. So they press in a different place. So the skin lasts longer. And there's no stone inside here, this bamboo. I don't have one open to show you, but it's a coil of woven bamboo inside this. Is Dave working on the official editions? Yes, I'm making them myself this year. I feel that I have to. For the share certificates we've made in the previous years, the first one I carved myself and printed myself. Then the second one and third one. This is the fourth one. And I've carved them all, but in recent years, Ayumi-san printed the one last year. But this year, because we exported the carving, I asked Taran-san to do the carving. So this year, I'm doing the printing. I really want to have some personal touch on these things, these share certificates going out. How am I going to fix the moisture? No, I'm going to do the same thing that I did last night. Get my water brush. We'll probably do it on stream here. Let me just do it. What is it now? 8:59. Yeah, let me finish this first color here then. Then I'll do that. I'll moisten the stack. But let's see how the time goes. How did I end up in Tokyo? It's a long story. What can I say? I started making prints as a hobby in Canada. Wanted to learn more about it, so came over here to visit a few print shops, visited a few workshops, went back to Canada. And then we sort of had to come to Japan because our family, my wife was Japanese, and she had to help take care of her parents. They were really getting old. And that suited me fine, so we came over here to help our kids get learning Japanese, for me to muck around with printmaking, and for her to take care of her parents. That was the plan, and it worked fine. And then after the parents passed away, she left, and I stayed. Long story short.昨日ふみちゃんビデオを送ったんですね。クララちゃんの誕生日もう3歳になったんですよ。でビデオを送ったんですね。おばあちゃんのところで誕生日会。そう。で僕ビデオで彼女見たんですね。25年前に離れた彼女。いやすごい年ですねと多分彼女が僕見ると Oh my God, he's so old these days, you know, so
いやだって昔の恋人に会いたくないね。
いやそこまでかでも毎日会う人は石川さん旦那さんでしょ分からないでしょでも25年離れて会うと考えられないでしょで前は単身赴任の時にその経験あった？
いやまだないそれそれはない時々来てたからね。
じゃあ一番長いは何1ヶ月とか何週間でその間にあんまり変わってない会うとじゃあ彼は危ない話で
何年ぶりよ見たの
彼女、567かなちょっと分かんないだけど
日本に来たよだってこの間
そうですねその時もあったかなだけど567年からちょっと覚えてない3年前あれもふみちゃんでしょ
そう
まあでもその方ですね
ごめん喋っていい
もちろん
ちょっと青すぎる
ちょっと待って
もっと黄色
葉っぱ花どこか
ここ
地面
もう少し
I think it's okay. It's okay. でもこれより
ごめんね
ぼかし後でぼかし
下からぼかすはいありがとう
ハッピーみたいですね
そう5月っぽいよね
そうちょっと入れすぎと暗くなりますが秋みたいですね
はいわかりました
I'm missing most of this conversation. I'm sorry, whatever. I'm sorry. No, sorry. Is this one of the brushes we bought recently? No, this is a brush from Sekine-san, who's been dead for, I don't know, 15 years or so. Because this is a bit of a touchy printing, I want smooth color here, so I'm using one of our best brushes, you know. How do I clean my brushes? So we wash them. Myself and Sugi-san have different ideas about this. Sugi-san came from Kubota-san's training, and what he does is, if he's got brushes using, after he's finished, he just throws it in a bucket of water or in the sink and waits. Does some more printing, takes that brush, throws it in the water, throws it in a bucket of water. So by the end of the day, he may have a bucket or a basin there full of water, and all the brushes have just been floating in it there for all day long. And then he, and Sugi-san does the same thing, she takes it under the tap, and underneath running water, runs out as much of the pigment as she can, pigment and paste as she can. And then shakes it off, and we use a salad spinner actually. After shaking it off, put them in a salad spinner facing inside, spin for a while, the water disappears, hang them up where the air can do, and then put them away. But my personal system is different. I try and avoid getting the wooden part wet. So I take it to the tap, and I use, like this, running water on this part, and rub and scrub and rub and scrub and turn it, and I try and avoid getting the wood part wet as much as possible. And Sugi-san's mostly using her own brushes, they're not mine. She's brought her own brushes. Over the years, she's built up her own collection of tools. So it's none of my business what she does with them. When did I learn to speak Japanese, and was it difficult? It's an ongoing process. I have never studied, I've never been to school. It's just pick it up as you go along. Daily conversation, as you can hear, I'm sort of okay at it. I make the odd mistake. Well, I make lots of mistakes, but whatever. Daily conversation is okay. My accent is not very good. I'm clearly a foreigner. And as far as reading and writing goes, because I have not sat in classrooms studying them, I cannot write anything. I can read quite a bit, maybe to about a middle school level. It's hard to say because I've never had the tests and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on. Let's turn off the outside mic. I don't know what that's all about. Can you see? I can't see. Somebody's out there doing something. Put the mic back, I don't know. Actually, John, you're out of date here. Tuesday this week was cleaning day. First Tuesday every month is cleaning day. And the gunk is off again. The gunk is off. They did the usual soda ash, whatever it was. It's now clean. And the people there have become really cooperative, They recognize the problem. So they are out there with us on Tuesdays. When they moved here at first, they didn't cooperate. But now they are completely part of the community here. They're cooperating. So for a couple of days each month, it is nice and clean. Nani imo no oto? Whereabouts in the UK was I born? Halifax, West Riding, Yorkshire. Can't you tell from my accent? Sometimes about language, kore, sore are important to learn. They're basic words. I'm not sure what the question is. It's like asking someone in English, do you need to learn the words this and that? I know, I think kind of yes, they're part of the language. You can all wear a mist sweatshirt and no pants? I don't think we'll have a no pants stream here. Show and tell in 5 minutes. Crap. Crap. Whatever, let's just do what we can do here. Let me try and finish this. The two bag situation, it's an in box and an out box, so no. Just like an office person. I have an in tray and an out tray. The paper is face down in the in tray, comes out onto the block. On the out tray, it's face up. So I can see how it's doing, no problems. When I'm finished that color, that stack gets flipped over, it goes in here, and it becomes the in tray face down. Oh, my mom's here. Whoa, how you doing? How are you? How is your After Effects? Mom, I wanted to talk to you. How you doing? Speak up, speak up. How are you doing? You're alive, obviously, but how has it come? Mom's here. Block is drying. I'm okay, but it was no fun. Well, I know you're okay because you're here. No fun. So this was the first one. Are you scheduled for the second one, Mom? Is it what, a month later or something? I don't know how it works, because here in Japan we're still way, way, way away from it. I checked with my city office website just last night, and they said, come back in May. 世田谷区は、青梅はもう5月から始まります。石川さん、世田谷区はワクチンとか。わかんない。まだわかんない。そうか、まだ若いからあんまり気になってない。そっかそっかそっか。Ishikawa-san is not thinking about the vaccine yet. She's too young. The first group is the medical people, about 3 million. Then after they're finished, they're going to turn to the old folks, which is my group. No, だからNo, だから昨日青梅市役所のウェブページに開いて、もういいです。5月からまた入ってください。ですがもう始まったよ。八王子と
あそこ一番早いんで。
八王子と渋谷、世田谷じゃないかな。そう。だから国がとりあえず出して始まってください。八王子にもう並んでますよ。だからウェブページ開いてもう何分の間にクラッシュ。やりたい人が多いです。そう。
本籍地は青梅です。
青梅です。住民票は青梅です。
本籍地って言わない。
戸籍ない。住民票。戸籍ない。外人に戸籍ないよ。住民票です。そうです。で僕彼女と結婚した時、彼女の戸籍の一番下にメモ、とりあえず外人に結婚してある。で外人に離婚してある。で外人はいや戸籍は日本人だけです。 そう前青山さんもなかったよ。そうだからそうでユミホみんなと一緒です。そう
とりあえずだって。
そう面白い。君とフミが日本人ですから彼女の戸籍に入ってます。今ちょうどクララちゃんのじゃなくて新しい子なんて言いますか
なんだっけ。誰？孫？あなたが
アーチー君が登録ためにふみちゃんがお母さんに戸籍に入れてくださいと。そうで海外からできますから。でアーチー君も日本人です。もちろんふみは日本人ですからふみの子が日本人です。前はそのルールじゃないですね。86年からルールが変わった。旦那も外人でも子が日本人。Okay, there is too much going on here. What have we got? I got 3 sheets left. People, I really want to get these 3 sheets done. Can I just continue and do this, please? How old is Dave? Next year I will be 70. No, this year I will be 70. Twitch ルールが僕の今年の年齢が言えないです。僕ちょっと分かんない。その歴史ありますから、セックスの意味もありますね。言葉、70の前のの数字、他の意味もありますね。今ちょっと説明できないですから、その僕の元の意味ありますよ。Twitch がやっぱりいろいろありますから、言葉68と70の間の数字を言うとおかしくなります。そう。僕知らなかったんです。そうありますね。だから今何歳ですか？じゃあ70マイナス1って言っていいですか？いや、Twitch の伝統、僕はあんまり細かいことわからない。You got it close, John. It's 69. 60 is 60. 69 or Q. 69. 6G is 6 o'clock. Japanese lesson.
外人さんも。
いや、その話で今お母さんが入ってますから、他の知り合い人が Hello Mrs. Bull, Hello Mrs. Bull。じゃあ他の人からデイビーのお母さん、奥さん、Mrs. Bull っていう。What is going on outside?
どこの工事
Oh, it's probably the sign. 隣の看板かな? I can't see from where I am. It may be sign construction from next door. I don't know. わかんない。
すごいうるさい。消防。
She says it's a fire engine.
でもなんか鳴ってなかったよね。なんかすごいよ。じゃないの。
It's right in front of our house. If the camera was in the normal place, you could see it. It's a fire engine, she says. 何？はしご出してますか？
いや水をなんか。ホテルだから水のなんか補給じゃない。
One sec, I'll move the camera. Hang on. What a strange stream today. よいしょ。I get it. It looks like maybe they're testing the water system in the hotel. It's a fire truck, and they've plugged it into the water intake. You know, big buildings have a fire hose intake. So maybe they're testing that. Nothing like printing. What am I doing? I'm in the middle of one. Hi. So a sprinkler check. Are they going to spray? I don't know. How do these work? Actually, this makes sense too. Yesterday, there were the alarms across in the hotel. They were testing the alarms yesterday. So this is probably part of the deal. Hotels and stuff have to probably do this. 昨日ホテルのなんていうのアラームなんて言いますかね日本語で火事いやテストしました。どれだ今多分それもそうかな。This is actually something that Dave here is a little bit unhappy with. This is a good thing. They're testing the fire, testing the sprinklers, stuff like that. I've been in this building now since 2014. It's now 6-7 years. And not once, ever, this is serious, not once have the fire department guys come in to check. When I had a business back in Canada, or I worked for a business back in Canada, like every 3 years or so, they came around with their clipboards. You can't put this box in front of the fire exit, stuff like this. They were really, really strict. Here, 7 years, we've never been checked. And we have a staircase going up to the roof, which is the way you would get out if there was a fire downstairs. And staff members keep putting boxes on the stairs. And Dave keeps asking this particular staff member, don't do that. Because if there's a fire here and smoke coming up and it's dark and you can't see, I want to get out of here. They also locked the door on the top so no bad people can come in. Like bad people are going to come in parachuting from the 3rd floor. So I want that stairway clean, and I want that door unlocked. And a particular staff member, no. But what do you do, you know? What do you do? And I would really like it if the fire department came in and checked and saw this, and with their badges and stuff said, fix this, or you're dead. That's what I want to happen. But no checks. No checks, no checks, no checks. When we built the shop on the 2nd floor, we did what we thought was the right thing. I built myself. There were no checks and no inspections, but I bought the little, the signs and the arrows so that they have a battery inside. So when the power goes down, you can see the sign going to the exit. This building didn't have them, and I bought them and installed them myself. Fire extinguishers also. So we're sort of trying to do this. Kaidan でしょもし下に火事があったら下で降りないですからバルコニーから飛ぶじゃあ上へ行って隣の建物につながってますからだから階段は本当に大切でしょそうですよ屋上までの階段鍵も時々閉まってありますから Give me a break でも人何回も喧嘩してあったんでしょ彼がとりあえず It's okay いいよこの場所が物を保存場所僕の逃げるところでしょちょっと喧嘩あったんですがで僕はこの建物に24時間でしょ夜の間にガスがなんかあったら下で降りないと上行きたいんでしょSo, the anime studio in Kyoto is exactly what happened. The door to the roof was locked. Is that the last one? Oh, one more. It's 9:24. What are we going to do here? Tell you what we'll do. Tell you what. If I can ask regulars to put up with this. I've got one more sheet here. We could do the show and tell sort of blah, 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 blah. Let's change the plan today. Let me finish this one more sheet, and then I will re-moisten some of this paper, because I think there really is a lot of interest in this. So let's do that. Let's park the show and tell for next time. I'll finish one more sheet, then I'll re-moisten some of this paper, and I think that might be a better actual plan here. So if there's people who come in at 9:15 just for the show and tell, there may be such people, I don't know. Let's take a rain check today. Can I remember my first earthquake? Not really, they're just so frequent, I don't know. I remember the big one, that's for sure, the big one. The Mizubaki, this is one that we've had for a long time. I haven't put those new brushes into service yet. They're still in a box downstairs. There's no rush. We've got brushes we're using right now. Those new brushes will just join the club. This also, got to carve this down. Absolutely. This zone here. Yeah, we are excited to get them. I will be using them, but there's no rush. We're in this for the long term. So they will go into the rotation. They just don't need to go into the rotation on the same day we get them. 先日もらった水バケ。今使ってますか? No rush, no rush, no rush. Panic bar. There's no panic bars on doors in this building. This was built, this building is about my age actually. And the building codes, modern buildings, the hotel across the street will be totally safe. Absolutely, it'll be rigorously checked, inspected. Modern buildings, offices, hotels, skyscrapers, they're totally okay. We are just a leftover old building. The City Hall would like to see this gone for safety reasons, obviously. In fact, we've learned a bit more about that since I chatted with you about that a while ago, that if we had a chance to buy this building and rebuild it, it's actually not even legally possible to do that. There's lots and lots of reasons. Because it's more than 2 stories high, it needs a double access emergency staircase. You can't do the down, walk around, down, walk around. You need down, 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 down. That's the fire rule, common sense. To do that in this building, we can't do it sideways. There's not enough width. We have to do it lengthways. And that eats up the back 1/4 of the building. So we would lose 1/4 of our footprint just for the staircases. Then if you want public access over the 3rd floor, you need an elevator. Whatever, anyway, later. Let's moisten some paper. How do we do this so you can see what's going on? Let's see this. Let's see, how do we do this? Let's see, how do we do this? Maybe if I put the camera up a bit. Aoyama-san built all these benches. Really cool. They slide, they do this, they live, all called fun stuff. I'm going to take it out of its plastic package. And tell you what, I'm going to do it here, so I'm going to swap around. 1 second. Okay, it's not just moistening the printing paper, it's moistening the newspaper. The newspaper as a whole is too dry, and the printing paper. I really wasn't careful last night. I did it yesterday afternoon, and I should have checked last night before sleeping. It is still too dry. So here we go. We're going to go through the whole stack here, flipping, 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 flipping. Newspaper, which is too dry. Water brush dip, wipe, wipe, wipe. This is not a soaking water brush now. It's not shakeable, but there is water in it. And lightly, the newsprint, both sides. This is what I did last night, but I used a full brush last night. Now I'm using a light brush because we're halfway there.
3枚ある全部、これのライラックをもう少しちょっと色もう少しグレー系じゃなくて明るい青ね赤の方へ行くライラックかな。ここだって色入れたらもう終わりですよ。シャレっ気からどっか行っちゃう。普通に書いとるよね。
Another paper. I'm going to do this 2 at a time. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, I should have.
これがいいよね。それで、私バッグこれだけしか使ってないんでライラック使う。それやってない。けど、あとこの葉っぱがこれっていう。これそれですごい私これね葉脈入ってないから見えない薄く感じる葉脈入れたらもっと薄く感じると思う。あ、そう多分。
And this is only a touch. It's only a touch.
ぼやける感じ。あ、そう。じゃあもう少し濃くてもよかったです。私もこれになんかもしかしたら葉脈入れたら本当ガクンってまたこうダウンするっていうか。なんかすごい。こういうのが好きだと全部ほとんどこれにしちゃって結構薄め作るのがバラッとなんかバラッとなんだそう全体がねぼやけだよねいいんかいこれダメだったら次ね次もう帰るよね明日だからこれ
So there was enough water in that brush to do all the paper itself, because I'm just adding a touch, a touch, a touch. But now the newspaper, because it's so thick, I can re-dip. Can we see this? You can see the show. Dip. Knock off. So it's mostly been knocked off. There's not enough to even shake out of the brush here, but it's still enough for this. And now again, the paper, 2 at a time. Is there a rule of thumb about how damp it's supposed to be? You know, what can I say? It's very much touch. I can't put a number on this. You know, the analogy that I used years ago, it came up one day, and it seems to work really well. If you imagine a shirt, a normal dress shirt, washing machine, and then ready for hanging up, you put it in a spin dryer, and you spin it, not a dryer, a spinner. I don't know what it's called. That's the way it works in Japan. You wash the thing, then you put it in the spinner, then you hang it up. There's no dryer. And after going in the spinner, ready to hang it up, that's about what we want for our moistening paper. And again, it very much depends on the paper and on the job and what you're doing. But generally, if you get it like a shirt that just came out of a spinner, whether it's torn or not, I don't care. Enough already on that. But that's the closest I can get in words to describing. 石川さん、今紙の示しですが、向こうがどれぐらい示した方がいいですか？どうやって言葉で説明します？じゃあ今の話は、じゃあ昔の洗濯機、shirts ですよ、シーツとか洗って、それからなんていうの？ スピナー、何、すすぎ。すすぎから出して、これぐらいがいい示し具合。いや、だから言葉で説明すると悪くはないかな。石川さんは？
そうですね、まあいいとこ行ってる。まあそれでもまだ示しすぎだけど、でもいいとこ行ってるよね。
だからそう。そうです、そうです、そうです。みんなやったことありますから、そう、そう。But she's thinking that's about the right too. I mean, she just first thing she said was no, sometimes more, sometimes less, and of course I get it. But anyway, around that level, laundry that has been spinned, laundry that's been spun, but before hanging it up. If you can get it close to that, you're good to go, and from there you're okay. Do your own learning and whatever. It's sort of, if you could imagine taking a sheet of the washi and scrunching it up, you wouldn't be able to wring water out of it. It's not that wet. Well, Cameron's got it too. Cameron's here. Did we use that phrase in the video? Is that what Suga-san said? That's not a bad idea. Absolutely not a bad idea. There goes the fire truck, kind of. John's saying if he hears as soon as the restrictions are lifted, it's going to be a long, long, long time, sir. You know, I don't know about your end of it. Even when you guys are all vaccinated, Japan is so far behind on vaccinations. There's no way they're going to open the doors for a long, long time. They're going to make this special case letting in athletes, I guess, for the Olympics. And very few people here are happy about that. Even if you put the athletes in their bubble, there's 150,000 people going in and out of there, making food, cleaning, doing laundry, all that kind of stuff. And none of us are vaccinated. It'll be a while before we see you for sure. They can't be as behind as Canada. We are way behind Canada. Way behind. We are still just finishing up the medical personnel. Not even finishing. We are still in the middle of medical personnel. The first general population got their vaccine yesterday in Hachioji City. You can Google the news story. The very first general population vaccinations happened yesterday. I think Tokyo distributed 1,600 doses to a couple of cities to get started. 1,600. Yeah, when you get in head for Kyoto, absolutely. You can have it to yourself. Absolutely. The question right now, though, is Golden Week is coming up for us. And Golden Week is not even specifically about foreigners. Golden Week is about domestic travel. And there's a real what's going to happen, what's going to happen. The newspaper polls are showing most people don't want to travel during Golden Week. I think it was like 86% or something said they're going to stay home, they're not going to travel. But all the restaurants, hotels, resorts and stuff want people to travel. The government is trying to sit between these two things, this rock and this hard place, saying what to do. The guy down the street from me, the clothing shop on the corner, he's saying, oh, if there's a God in heaven, please have Golden Week open. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen, but whatever. So we don't know. We don't know. Okay, there is the paper. It is now hopefully closer, not yet, but it will be after an hour or so. It'll be closer to what we need. I'll just tuck it away here. And I could not dream of printing on this right now because it's just been moistened, just freshly been moistened. But after, well, this afternoon, it's now 9:30. After lunch, I'll come back and continue this work. Okay, there we are. It's been a bit of a mixed stream today here. Sorry. I know there's no show and tell. It's now too late. We'll simply save it for next time. There is still lots of stuff to show. Lots of stuff to show. I now have to get back to my other work. There's going to be shipping to do today and programming. Cameron is waiting for the next update. And I have screwed up the IPN processing, and it keeps throwing errors. The new module built for processing instant payment notifications from PayPal. I've got a coding error in there somewhere. And Cameron just sees these errors coming through. Error, error, error. So good. I'll work on it, Cameron. Stand by. I'll work on it. I'll work on it. Okay. Thanks very much. I am out of here now. Today's Thursday. I'll be here 2 days from now. And I don't have a clue. This has got to be finished before then. But the next carving job is not prepared yet. What should I do on the next stream? 土曜日来る予定ですか、石川さん。
はい。
She's going to be here on Saturday.
なんだ
No, we can't do that. 僕仕事ないでしょ。このスリは土曜日の前に終わり予定。で次のホリの話ってまだ用意してないです。で次のストリーム、土曜日のストリームの仕事まで何もないです。
本当
私の仕事がないですが、カメラがもしjoke. Her bench is here just to say goodbye. Next to me here this is Ishikawa-san's chaotic bench. Absolutely chaotic bench.
こんにちは
And then in the back room, Sugi-san is still cutting her paper. She's over in the back room. Where is she? Somewhere up there.
撮ったかな
I can't see from here. Soka. There she is. It's in the back. Sayonara. Sign off time. Okay. Right. Okay, thanks guys. We're out of here now. Thank you very much. I'll be here in 2 days doing something. I don't know what it is. Bye for now. See you later. Signing off.